Hey, Niner Empire. Cam Rogers coming at you on the 49ers Report. We thank you for tuning into this program. I have all of the latest 49ers news and rumors, 9 nuggets of information to get through, so let's go right into it. Number one, the 49ers, did they re-sign tackle Garry Gilliam? Yes, they did. 4 Jedheads, book it, 2-year extension worth $8 million with nearly $4 million guaranteed, and I think he's going to provide some worthwhile depth at tackle behind Joe Staley and Trent Brown, who's dealing with an injury and still going through the recovery process. A lot of uncertainty surrounding him. We'll talk about him later, but Gilliam was placed on IR last November with a knee injury, which meant Zane Beadles played at tackle, and we all know how that went down. Not really well, but Gilliam played just 36 snaps in 2017, allowing 1 quarterback hit and 1 quarterback hurry. I think this is a solid signing from a depth perspective because putting Gilliam there on the depth chart behind Staley and Brown I think will be really worthwhile. And also, this extension tells me that he's going to be just fine for offseason workouts. You're watching the 49ers Report. I'm Cam Rogers. Check me out on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99. Hope you're enjoying your day. And, of course, you saw the 4 Jedheads there. So what do those mean? We have a little rumor meter to explain the scale of believability, as we say. 0 Jedheads, fake news, do not believe in it, we're not believing in it. 1 Jedhead, little truth to it. 2 Jedheads, it's simmering. 3 Jedheads, we're faithful in it. And then 4 Jedheads, it's happening, it's news, it's a thing. Let's get into news and rumor number 2. The 49ers, did they make a couple of coaching promotions? Yes, they did. We're giving this 4 Jedheads as well. So, D'Amico Ryans was previously the 49ers defensive quality control coach. He's now the inside linebackers coach. Johnny Holland will now become the run game coordinator and outside linebacker coach. And, of course, you may recall Ryans played with the Texans and Eagles during his playing career, a really solid career at that. Holland spent his entire playing career with the Packers. He also has 30-plus years of coaching experience, and Ryans is taking Ken Norton Jr.'s job, that job that Norton originally had for like less than a week. Let's get into news and rumor number 3. Reuben Foster, is a suspension coming? Well, we're giving this only 2 Jedheads, something simmering here. The investigation is ongoing. We don't really have concrete information that tells us one way or the other, but John Lynch did speak on the matter, saying he underestimated the difficulty of surrounding Reuben Foster with a quality structure. And, of course, the investigation on the NFL side of things as well as the legal side of things are in a fluid type of situation here. And the 49ers have been relatively quiet about what's to come, mostly because they probably don't know either. So a very 50-50 type of situation in terms of Reuben Foster, if he will get suspended or if he won't get suspended. It's possible he may even go to court and go through the legal process and all of that. So 2 Jedheads on Reuben Foster for now. Let's go into news and rumor number 4. Trent Brown, will he be healthy for off-season workouts? We are giving this just 1 Jedhead. Seems pretty unlikely, unfortunately. And Brown has been recovering from a shoulder surgery he had in December. Although the bright side, John Lynch did say Brown is ahead of schedule in his recovery, so take that with what it's worth. And Brown is, of course, a crucial part to that offensive line. He ranked 8th in pass blocking in 2017, according to Pro Football Focus. And the Gilliam signing is an indication of the cloudiness around Brown's status, but it also doesn't mean Brown won't be good sooner rather than later. I think, at some point during OTAs, he should be fine, but at least for the start of OTAs, doesn't look like he's going to be 100% ready to roll. Let's go into news and rumor number 5. Malcolm Smith, will he be ready for OTAs? We're thinking it's pretty likely, and we're going to give this one 4 Jedheads that we are fairly confident because John Lynch came out and said that Smith will be at full bore for workouts, which is great considering there's no real timetable with the Reuben Foster investigation. Smith missed the entire 2017 season, you may recall, due to a torn pectoral. I'd also expect the 49ers to look at the draft as part of this contingency plan with the whole Reuben Foster situation. Lynch also said the 49ers are working in a process to perhaps re-sign Brock Coyle, which I think would be very worthwhile for San Francisco. All right, nugget of information number 6. The 49ers, are they re-signing Carlos Hyde? This is very much in the rumor category. We are giving this 2 Jed heads. Something is simmering here. So the latest, the original rumor coming from NBC Bay Area, Hyde is, of course, an impending free agent, so the 49ers will likely undergo their due diligence with Hyde and see what Hyde really demands in terms of dollars. Lynch recently said Carlos Hyde is a good football player, and we'll see what happens. Lynch is expected to meet with Carlos Hyde's agents to kind of talk about numbers. And that's what I'm expecting out of these meetings during the Combine is, all right, Lynch is going to sit down, and Carlos Hyde's representatives are going to sit down. They're both going to come up with some sort of price tag, and the differential is going to be something that we should monitor with Carlos Hyde. If there's a big differential in terms of the pricing, Carlos Hyde's probably going to walk into free agency. If there isn't a big differential, maybe Hyde returns to San Francisco. Should the 49ers re-sign him? Let me know in the comments section if you're on YouTube, or hit that heart on Facebook Live, or that like. Heart for yes and a like for no. Let me know what you think about Carlos Hyde. Let's go into news and rumor number 7 now. Is Quentin Nelson the perfect prospect for the San Francisco 49ers? We're going to give this 2 Jed heads. We're not going to buy into it all the way because I don't really like to throw around the word perfect. So where's this coming from? Bleacher Report came out with their list of perfect prospects for each team, and the 49ers got Quentin Nelson. And like I said, I'm hesitant to say perfect, but I do love Quentin Nelson as a player. If you've watched this show before, you've heard me rave about him. 6'5", 329 weight, an absolute road grader, premier pass protector. He mauls, blows people off the ball. He's also quick, has good footwork. With Brandon Fusco as a free agent and inconsistent play from Lincoln Tomlinson, Nelson would be a pretty darn good draft in that first round. Whether or not it happens, we shall see. You're hearing about Denzel Ward a little bit, Tremaine Edmonds too. But like I've said many times on this program, priority number 1, protect the franchise. Jimmy Garoppolo, the interior of that offensive line, has to be a priority. All right, let's get into nugget number 8 here. The 49ers, did they want Marcus Peters via a trade? Well, yeah, it sounds like maybe they did. We're giving this 2 Jed heads. Something simmering on this rumor here. So the Rams, of course, you know, have acquired Marcus Peters via trade with the Chiefs. Can't be official until the new league year starts. But we do have some backstory here. So according to NFL Network, the 49ers were in the running for Marcus Peters. And this really isn't all that surprising considering corner is a need. I'd expect the 49ers to be in the hunt for the Tremaine Johnsons and the Malcolm Butlers of the world as we go throughout the free agency period. But really interesting to note that the 49ers were apparently very much interested in Peters, which tells me, and probably tells you, the 49ers aren't done yet looking for a big-time corner to add to that secondary. All right, let's get into news and rumor number 9. Is a coin flip happening tomorrow to decide the draft order between the Raiders and 49ers? Yes, it is. It's happening for Jed heads. And there you see a little picture there. There's an official flip coin that will go down tomorrow. So with the 49ers and Raiders both finishing 6-10 with identical strengths of schedule, a coin flip is needed by rule. So regardless of what happens, I doubt it'll affect who the 49ers draft, whether it's 9 or 10. I don't think it's really going to matter. I think the Raiders are a lock to draft Roquan Smith, and I don't really think he's on the 49ers' radar at this juncture.